Albert Einstein once said, "We can't solve problems with the same thinking that created them in the first place." He's a smart guy, and I definitely agree with him on that one. I think we need a new way of thinking to solve all the complex problems that we are facing now today. Think about hunger, think about extreme differences between rich and poor, and think about the plagues and the waste all around us. I even agree with him more when it comes down to urban transformation. I think that we need a way of thinking where there's room again for transformation, where there's room again for new innovation, and where we, all of us, take responsible for our living environment. 3 years ago, I was walking around in one of those post-war neighborhoods that we know of in the Netherlands. The neighborhood didn't feel very well, and I didn't see a lot of people on the street. As an architect, I could see that there were possibilities out there, but I also saw spikes on the garage boxes that prevented people from breaking in. I saw some public spaces and playfields, but I didn't see a lot of quality. The only things I did see also is a lot of space and lights, but I also saw demolished garbage bins and people who didn't like to go on the streets. This is not a unique problem. This is not even a typically Dutch problem. I think that we have this problem all around us. For instance, this is Greenland, where we can see that these buildings have been built in a time where quality was less important than quantity, and a lot of people needed a roof over their heads as quick as possible. I think that we can change this. I think that there is a way that we can work on this. There is an alternative way in which we can create these areas into lovable areas where people want to live and learn. This is an example of what it should or could look like. This is an area where you have edible plants or eatable plants, where people want to be outside again, and where, well, obviously we want to be outside and meet new people. 3 years ago, we started a project creating this resilient new neighborhood using the strengths from within. And with we, I mean a couple of professional sustainability experts like architects, but also anthropologists and also biologists, working together with the local government and the housing corporation to create this new vision that is actually possible. We created a route map for 20 years to make this neighborhood self-sufficient and resilient. After 3 years, last summer, I was there, and I saw these ladies selling what they had made from their own gardens, their own vegetable gardens, which are now in the place instead of the green, empty grass fields. The lady in the middle, she told me that after 20 years, she never had a reason to learn Dutch. But now she has her friends and she wants to sell her stuff. She wanted to learn Dutch, and she can. She said it to me in Dutch. This guy, he didn't like the vegetables, but he did like flowers. So with his neighbors together, they built a greenhouse, and now he has his own greenhouse with beautiful flowers, which he shares with the people around him and his neighbor. He gives them out when they have a birthday or if there is a party. And this empty office building is now transformed into a restaurant where these kids learn to cook a healthy meal also for their parents, and they have the opportunity to create new plans. The question you probably all have is, how did we do it? Well, as I said, we worked in a large group of experts, but we also listened. We kept on listening to the people that actually live in the neighborhood and are the actual experts there. We listened to the values that were already present. That was Schiebroek-Zuid. But this is San Francisco. It's a gray city center, and they needed a new bus terminal. Instead, we gave them the biggest ecological roof of the whole world. It's not just a roof, it's an area where people can work and play. And the trees, the plants, and the water, they actually filter the polluted air in the area. The trains, which you can see below, and the heat that comes of it, it will heat the area in wintertime, and you don't need extra electricity for it. During the summer, the soil even cools down the building. I thought it was a dream when I first saw it, but actually we are already building this, and it will be ready in 2017. And I know I want to see it. So again, I think we need a different way of thinking if we think about the complex issues that we face today. I think that within urban renaissance, a new way of thinking is possible. I think that we see it, as you saw it, in Schiebroek-Zuid. I think that we will see it in San Francisco, and I'm convinced that I will see it all over the world. Thank you.